Hello. Day 22 from Medi-hating to meditating. And just I was looking at how blue my eyes look today. Never noticed that before. Not that I don't know my eyes are blue, but just how especially blue they are today. And I've done an hour and a half of meditating today. And it's been a bit tricky because Ricky, my dog's kept nudging me to want to go out, so I've had to stop her a few times and restart. So what I'm noticing now with the meditating is as long as I've had enough sleep, which I've not had a great deal of sleep this week, because when I don't have much sleep, I tend to sometimes fall asleep when I meditate. So as long as I have enough sleep, I'm finding that I am sleeping better during the night. So I'm not waking up as much. My mind is a lot more relaxed going to sleep. And it's not taking me as long to get back to sleep when I do get back to sleep. So that's one of the things that I'm noticing. Another big thing that's happening is my intuition is really sharpening up. So anything from going for a walk with Ricky, and as I was passing these two people today, I felt quite nauseous and sick. Passing other people, and it felt like a prickly feeling, like don't get too close. So I'm really picking up more, being more sensitive to people's emotions. I'm passing them by. And the third thing is also when I'm making decisions are a lot easier now, because I'm finding that there's a clear line between thinking, does it feel right, or does it feel right for me to do this? And that's the only thing that I need to ask myself. And if it feels right in my body, I go ahead and say yes. If it doesn't feel right in my body, I say no. And I've done that today. And it feels really good not to have to carry on analysing the benefits of this way or that way. It's just, does it feel good in my body, or does it not feel good in my body? And just going from that point of reference. And as I was meditating today, there was one point where I was doing some breathing, and I'm not quite sure what it is, but as I was breathing in, I was noticing it's like a swirling feeling around my stomach. It wasn't a pain or anything, it was like an energetic feeling. So whether it's new energy circulating around my stomach, so it was circulating from the top of my chest around my stomach and back upwards again in a circular motion, and it was just strange because it just felt like quite energizing in my body. It was felt quite an energizing feeling. It wasn't a pain or anything. And the other thing that came up was, as I was doing it, I just saw myself as a little girl underneath this glass dome, and the rest of the world, I could see the rest of the world beyond this glass dome, but for some reason I was behind this glass dome and nobody saw me. It was like I was invisible. So that's something to explore and find out a little bit more about. Again, feeling very sort of inspired about what's coming up, meeting people who in a way I'm meant to meet. I know this is about yesterday, but I met someone yesterday who is not a direct person that I knew in the past, but who knew me through another person, and it brought back a lot of memories that just took me straight back, as if I was in a time machine to that period in time. And it was like I needed to meet that person to allow my body to release some of those feelings that I'd held in. So that was quite interesting. And I also noticed that when I'm going through the stages of feeling all these different emotions, and some people might deem them as a negative emotion, like sadness or feeling a bit down, or feeling a bit uncertain, or feeling a bit worried. To me, they're not a negative emotion. What it is, it sometimes feels uncomfortable, but it's an emotion that's coming up and being expressed out in my body. But every time I go through any sort of roller coaster, in maybe a downwards way, as people might deem, being worried or being sad as a negative thing. So anytime I feel I'm going through that, the very next day, I notice I'm back on it. It's like it's being processed through my body and it's coming back out. And from one moment to the next, my feelings might be different, but to me, I probably just see myself as a processing emotion machine, and just allowing it to come out of me, not holding on to it. And as I'm doing this meditation and also being aware of the feelings and processing them and feeling my way through them, I'm noticing that it's not taking me weeks and weeks and weeks to process these emotions. It's literally, it can be anything from minutes to half an hour to an hour, and at most 1 day to process through these uncomfortable feelings. So I notice they're not staying with me for as long as I used to do. And it's all because of visualization techniques and different things I've learned through focus mindfulness, through Kyle Cease, through Matt Kahn, through Teal Swan and the other people that I follow, as well as doing my own breathing techniques, and the people that I know who are good friends, who, especially Carol Lloyd, so shout out to Carol, who I feel really safe and really comfortable around, who allow me to talk deeply about what I'm going through. Also my friend Jackie Reed, who I've been speaking to today, and just those such loving people in my life who are there for me. But most importantly, I'm there for myself, because I'm actually listening to what's going on with me. And I feel so empowered. I feel so nurtured. I feel so loved. So day 22, feeling loved in a space of emotions. See you tomorrow.